Hello everyone and welcome back in Hotel Management lecture videos. This is Dushyant Singh, Assistant Professor BBDU, and you are watching second lecture of Food Production, Semester 3rd, subject coded BHM 2301. So let me tell you what we are going to read in this topic. The topic is soup. Soup is a primarily liquid food, generally served warm, that is made by combining ingredients such as meat and vegetable with stock, juice, water or another liquid. According to a dictionary, soup is a liquid food derived from meat, poultry, fish or vegetable or a combination of them. Soup is a liquid food consisting of meat, seafood, vegetables, cereals, poultry, etc. They play an important role on the menu and are regarded as appetizer as they stimulate the appetite for the heavier food to follow. On the menu, they are served as the first course. If others is not being served, if others is served, then the soup is served as a second course. Why do we eat, drink, take soup is a basic question in everyone's mind. The reason for taking soup is generally twofold and they are: first, soup represents an appetizer in case the menu doesn't provide others. It acts as a stimulating meal. And the second one is soup clears the alimentary canal and makes a smooth way for a heavy meal to follow. Soup can be defined as a wholesome, nutritious liquid food made from rich stocks of meat, poultry, seafood, vegetable or cereals. Clean, strong flavored stock is the base of most of the soup. While preparing, it helps in producing good quality of soup. They play an important role on the menu and are regarded as an appetizer. The popularity of soups today may be due to increased nutritional consciousness, due to a desire for a simpler, lighter meal, or due to an increased appreciation of how appetizing and satisfying soup can be. Whatever the reason, they emphasize the importance of soup making skills. Soup, according to a dictionary, is a liquid food derived from meat, poultry, fish, or vegetable, or a combination of them. What is a soup? A liquid food served in the beginning of a meal or for a lunch, a snack, etc. made up of fish, poultry, game, shellfish, meat, vegetable by the addition of stock of any variety and with or without any thickening agent. Soups are a liquid food that is derived from meat, fish, poultry and vegetables. Soup are most often served at the beginning of a meal or as the main course for a lunch or snacks. The term soup originally referred to the slice of bread upon which the contents of cooking pot were poured. Now we come to the composition of soup. From the above explanation, it is evident that for making any kind of soup, the following soup of ingredients are obvious. The first is stock of any variety. The main body ingredients that may be the soup will get its name. Herbs to match the flavor, butter as a cooking medium, seasoning for the taste, thickening agent for binding a solid and the liquid, garnishing for presentation and eye appeal. The function of soup on the menu is to stimulate the customer's appetite rather than act as a complete meal. For the reason, many soups are of light and delicate nature. Hot soups are welcome feature on winter menus. Conversely, cold soup are ideal in the summertime. As the soup preparation needs very less amount of butter or fat and also not very spicy, it can be easily an ideal food for individuals. The soup may be classified in the following manners. Clear soup, thick soup and specialty and national soups. So clear soups are again classified in two types: parched soup and unparched soup. Parched soup means which can be passed through a muslin cloth or a thin strainer, and unparched soup that is not passed through a muslin cloth or strainer. So the example of parched soup is consomme. It is the most clear soup in the world. And the example of unparched soup is the broth or bouillon. In the thick soup, there are 5 types of thick soup. The one is puree, second is cream, third one is velouté, fourth one is bisque, and the next one is chowder. and the other one is specialty and national soups. Most of these soup, whatever the category, are based on the stock. Thus, the quality of the soup depends upon the skill of stock making. Clear soup. These soup are based on a clear, unthickened broth or stock. They may be served plain or garnished with a variety of meat or vegetable. There are three types of clear soup. One is broth or bouillon, second one is vegetable soup, and the third one is kanjome. Kanjome is a rich flavorful stock that has been clarified to make it perfectly clear and transparent. Far from being a plain cup of soup, a well-made kanjome is considered the greatest of all soups. Its sparkling clarity is a delight to the eyes, and its rich, full flavor, strength, and body make it a perfect starter for an elegant dinner. Kanjome are refined clear soup prepared from good quality stocks which are flavored and clarified by a combination of ingredients. Clarification process. During cooking, the protein content derived mainly from the egg white and minced meat coagulates, flocculates, and rises to the surface of the kanjome's raft. The action results in a clarified liquid being produced. Once the cooking is complete, the clear liquid lies beneath the mass of coagulated protein and other ingredients. Points for consideration. In order to allow the egg white to disperse thoroughly, mix all the ingredients and allow to stand for a period prior to cooking. Use fat-free stock in order to prevent excess fat causing a greasy product. Mix only just warm stock to the ingredients. Slowly bring it to the boiling point and stir continuously so that the egg white disperses thoroughly. Once the kanjome has been brought to the boil, it is important to ensure that it simmers gently, without stirring for the remainder of the cooking period, as rapid boiling or stirring will result in the clouded kanjome. For the same reason, do not cover the soup with a lid, as this would disturb and inhibit the formation of congealed protein. A tall, deep, thick-bottomed cooking vessel is ideally suited for kanjome production. This type of vessel is designed to prevent excessive evaporation during cooking and helps to maintain an even temperature throughout. When most of the grease has been skimmed away from the completed kanjome, any remaining grease is removed by passing a piece of absorbent paper across the surface of the kanjome. On completion, strain the kanjome with a wet muslin cloth carefully. The desired color of kanjome is amber. The basic reason for cloudy kanjome are: the base stock is poor in the quality, the base stock is greasy and not skimmed well, the stock was not strained well, raft is not very much compact due to poor coagulation, stirring after boiling will prevent clarification by remixing the impurities back into the liquid. Simmering followed by boiling will allow the raft to settle down before straining. The container in which kanjome had been made was dirty. The double kanjome. The basic kanjome, which is prepared by using double the quantity of lean meat and a richer mirepoix, is termed as double kanjome. Cold kanjome. The fat is carefully skimmed off from a double kanjome and seasoned with the Madeira, port wine, and cayenne pepper. It is then portioned and allowed to cool in the refrigerator. May be served with or without any garnish, accompanied with cheese straws. A cold kanjome always strong and spicy and should gel slightly. The recipe of basic kanjome: for 4 portions, cooking time is 1.5 hours. Ingredients are cold stock, white or brown, beef shin minced, mirepoix scratched, egg white, bouquet garni, salt and pepper. The type of stock is used and determined by the flavor required in the kanjome. In addition, brown game, poultry, carcasses, etc. may be added to appropriate kanjome to enhance the flavor. Method: thoroughly mix all the ingredients in cooking vessel and allowed to stand approximately 30 minutes prior to cooking. Consume cooking by bringing slowly to simmering points, stirring occasionally. Once boiling point is reached, allow to simmer gently without any further stirring or undue agitation. On completion, strain carefully throughout wet muslin, degrease and correct seasoning. Reheat and garnish for service. Different types of consomme with their ingredients. Consomme brunoise means consomme with the brunoise cut of vegetables. Ingredients are cooked brunoise of vegetables, carrot, turnip, leek and celery. Consomme Celestine means consomme with savory pancake. The ingredients is consomme with julienne of savory pancakes. Next, consomme Madriline means consomme with celery and tomato. Celery add to consomme throughout the cooking period, where the tomato puree add to consomme throughout the cooking period, and the garnish is tomato concasse, small celery batons, cooked, diced pimento, cooked, shredded sorrel, seated in butter, vermicelli, cooked, flavored with Madeira, brandy, and cayenne peppers. Next one is consomme alphabetic, means consomme with shaped pasta. The ingredients are cooked alphabet pasta. Consomme au porto, it is a cold consomme, means consomme with port wine. The consomme and the main ingredient is port wine. Next is consomme au sherry, means the consomme with sherry, it is also wine. The ingredients of consomme with sherry is sherry. Consomme tortu means the consomme with turtle flavor. Ingredients are 1 sachet of turtle herbs, diced cooked turtle meat, sherry, and add turtle herbs to prepare consomme and infuse with 20 minutes before removing sachet. The next one is consomme royale, consomme with savory egg custard. The ingredients is cooked egg custard in basic consomme soup. Next one is broth. Broth is comprised of savory stock liquor, flavored and garnished with a combination of vegetables and meat, or vegetable and seafood. In most cases, broth contains cereal ingredients, usually rice or barley. Herbs, seasoning, and occasionally spices enhances the flavor. Often, broth has the appearance of a thickened soup because a result of the starch content extracted from the cereal ingredient during cooking. However, because the soup remains unparched, full thickening is not affected. Broths are subdivided into 3 types according to the method of preparation. First, when the vegetables are added directly to stock base, which contains a meat ingredients. Example, stewing mutton as for mutton broth. Second one is when the vegetables are sweetened in the fat without color in the initial stage of preparation just prior to the addition of stock. The third one is fish flavor broth. Example, shoulder. The meat contains garnish and the frame of different type of broth. The first one is beef broth. The meat contained is stewing beef and the garnish is chopped parsley and the French term is bouillon de beef. Next one is chicken broth. The meat contained is boiling chicken and the garnish is chopped parsley and the French term of bouillon de volaille. The French term for game broth. The meat contained is assorted stewing game, garnish is chopped parsley and the French term is bouillon de gibier. And for Scotch mutton broth, the meat contained is stewing mutton, garnish is chopped parsley and the French term is potage écossais. Broth is a liquid food preparation typically consisting of either water or an already flavored stock in which bones, meat, fish, cereal grains or vegetables have been simmered. Broth is used as a basis for other edible liquids such as soup, gravy or sauce. It can be eaten alone or with garnish. If other ingredients are used such as rice, pearl, barley or oats, it is then generally called soup. The next one is bouillon. In French cuisine, is simply a broth. The bouillon and the broth is near about same. This name comes from the verb bouillir, means to boil. It is usually made by the simmering of mirepoix and aromatic herbs, usually a bouquet garni, with either beef, veal, or poultry bones and or with shrimp or vegetable in boiling water. Next one is bouillon cube or stock cube. The stock cube is a dehydrated bouillon or stock formed in a small cube about 15 mm wide. It is typically made by dehydrating vegetable or meat stock, a small portion of fat, salt and seasoning and shaping them into small cubes. Vegetarian and vegan types are also made it. Next one is thick soup. The first one is purees. Purees are soup that are naturally thickened by pureeing one or more of their ingredients. They are not as smooth as creamy or cream soup. Purees are normally based on starchy ingredients like dried peas or from fresh starchy ingredients like potato. Purees may or may not contain milk or cream. This type of soup is produced from one of the following. 1. Vegetable containing a high percentage of starch, example pulses vegetable. Second, aqueous vegetables, that is watery vegetable, example celery, leek and onion, etc. Puree soup produced from starchy vegetable need no other thickening agent, as starch-based vegetable act as self-thickeners. Alternatively, puree soup produced from aqueous vegetable need the assistance of starchy food to affect cohesion. The ingredient most commonly used for the purpose of are rices and potatoes. All the puree soup are passed through the food processor for liquidizing and finally strained through a conical strainer. It's then reheated for correcting the seasoning and consistency. Puree soup are always garnished with croutons. Different types of puree soup with their garnishes. Puree of haricot bean soup, garnish is chopped parsley. Puree of red bean soup, the garnish is finished with dry red wine. Puree of lentil soup, garnish is chopped parsley. Puree of lentil soup, diced cooked bacon, pinch of chopped cervelle. Puree of lentil soup, garnish is boiled rice or butter. Puree of green split pea soup and the puree of yellow split pea soup. Garnish is chopped parsley. The next one is cream. Cream, with only a few exceptions, the principal thickening elements used in the production of cream soup is that of sauce bechamel. The recipe balance determines the predominant flavor of the soup. The classes of vegetable base suited to cream soup production are the aqueous type. Starchy vegetables in general act as self-thickeners and need no other thickening element. It is worth mentioning at the stage that there are many soup appearing on the menu as cream, which are basically velouté or puree soup to which cream had been added prior to the service. The word cream in the instance refers to the addition of cream rather than the underlying principle of cream soup production. Cream soups are that are thickened with roux, beurre or legend. Cream soups are usually named after the main ingredients such as cream of chicken, cream of tomato. Different types of cream soup with their garnish. Cream of asparagus soup. Ingredients for garnish is cooked asparagus tips. Cream of carrot soup. Ingredients for garnish is chopped parsley. Cream of carrot soup as above plus boiled rice. Cream of cauliflower soup. A small cooked spring of cauliflower. Cream of celery soup. Cooked julienne of celery. Cream of cucumber soup. Small cucumber balls. Cream of leek soup. Garnish is leek. Cream of lettuce soup. The shredded lettuce lightly sweetened is the ingredient. Different other soups are cream of mushroom soup. The ingredients is julienne of cooked mushroom. the cream of onion soup, cream of spinach soup, and the cream of sweet corn soup. The ingredients is for garnish is cooked corn kernel. The cream of vegetable soup, garnish is the main ingredients as the vegetable. Cream of watercress soup, the garnish is blanched watercress leaves. Next one come the velouté soup. Velouté, the French word velouté translated into English means velvety. This describes the finished texture and appearance of the soup. The principal thickening element is a blonde roux or a velouté sauce, which may be flavored using different stock bases according to requirements. When preparing meat, poultry or fish velouté, the predominant flavor is determined by the stock used. Alternatively, when producing aqueous vegetable, velouté soups are the flavor of the main vegetable predominates. Velouté are thick soup made from stock, lesion, roux and the flavoring are similar to cream soup but the much richer. In order to achieve the velvety finish required, the lesion of egg yolk, the cream is added just before serving. Once this has been added, the soup must not be allowed to reboil, otherwise it will take on a curdle appearance, a result of egg yolk coagulation. Different types of velouté soup are velouté de volaille means chicken velouté. The main ingredients is chicken and the ingredients julienne of cooked chicken. Velouté de poisson means fish velouté. Main stock is fish stock and the ingredients are chopped parsley. Velouté de poisson means fish and mussels cooking liquor. It is the main stock used in this mussels velouté. Ingredients are budded mussels, shrimps, prawn and chopped parsley. And the next one is oyster velouté. The main stock is fish and oyster cooking liquor or oyster stock. And the ingredients is 8 poached oyster and chopped parsley. The next one is bisque or the shellfish soup. The bisque may be defined as thickened parched classical seafood soup prepared from a base of fish stock flavored with selected shellfish and mirepoix. They are enhanced with the wine, brandy and thickened with starch, usually in the form of rice. Due to the delicacy of their flavor and the high cost of production, bisque are best suited to serve it at dinner. Bisque are thickened soup made from shellfish. They are usually prepared like cream soup and finished off with the cream. Different types of bisque are crab bisque. The main ingredients is crab claws and white crab meat. Next one is lobster bisque. The main ingredients are lobster, split, sack removed from the head, claws cracked and remainder cut into pieces, and other ingredients are diced cooked lobster meat flavored with branch. Next is prawn or shrimp bruise. Ingredients are whole prawn or shrimp, cooked prawn or shrimp. Next one is chowder soup. Chowder is originated from America. They are thick, heavy soup, varying their consistency of potato, and chowder consists of potato, onion, piece of bacon, and various seasoning seafood. They can be milk or tomato based. Example are clam chowder, seafood chowder, and oyster chowders. Chowders are basically a thick variety soup generally made with the seafood. The name is the corruption of the French word chaudière, means a heavy pot used by farmers and fishermen to cook soup and stew. The best known French chowder is bouillabaisse. It is more like a stew, which is an American specialty made with meat, fish, vegetable along with milk, pork belly, tomato concussé and seasoning. Prior to the service, crushed cracker biscuit or a thickener. Alternatively, chowders may be thickened with a beurre manie. Chowders are hearty soup of American origin and are made of fish, shellfish and other vegetables. Although they are made in the different ways, they usually contain milk and potatoes. Processed pork products like ham, bacon or dried sausages are also added. There is also a version based on tomato. Cheese also features prominently in chowders. The different types of chowders are clam chowder, mussel chowder, oyster chowder, scallop chowder, and seafood chowder. The main ingredient for clam chowder is clam and garnished with chopped parsley. The main ingredient for mussel chowder is mussels and the garnish is for chopped parsley. And for oyster chowder, the main ingredients is oyster and the garnish is chopped parsley. Scallop chowder is made of scallops and garnish is chopped parsley. And the seafood chowder made of assorted shellfish and the garnish is chopped parsley. The next one is special and national soup. Special soups are those that made with unusual ingredients and are prepared by a distinctive method. Also, their name should appear on the menu in the language of the country of its origin. So, they are termed as national soup or international soup. There are many varieties of cold or hot, thin or soup, and they have been placed in the special category and different origin. There are soup that originates in certain location and are associated with particular place. The cold soups are included those soups that are gelatined by the natural gelatin powder or those that are thickened with starch or puree. Cold consomme madeleine is popular and which is served cold and garnished with chopped chives. The examples of different international soups are bouillabaisse, which is from France, bruschetta, onion, leg bean, pesto and cheese, it is from Italy. The chicken broth soup, it is from English soup. The gazpacho, it is from Spain. The minestrone, it is from Italy. The mock turtle soup is from USA. The mulligatawny, it is from India. Scotch broth is from Scotland. Olla podrida is from Spain. And oxtail soup is from English. Vichyssoise soup is from USA. Zuppa pavese is from Italy. And camaro from Brazil. Gazpacho from Spain. Clam chowder is from New England. Camano is from Brazil. French onion soup from France and green turtle from England. Special points for the service and the preparation of soup. The special first class clean, strong flavorful stock should be used as it would help in the producing good first class soup. If there is a heavy entree, the soup should be thin or light. If a heavy soup served, the portion should be small. Garnish should be small and dainty so that they can be picked up easily by a spoon. Serve hot soup piping hot and cold soup is very cold or chill. Accompaniment should be of a crispy characteristic like Melba bread toast, various crackers, breadstick and bread roll, etc. Some of the recipe of famous soups. It is the consomme. Consomme is a thin soup made from the mincemeat of beef and then it is clarified by egg white. Ingredients are mincemeat 25 gram. It is for 4 people. Ingredients are mincemeat 25 gram, chopped onion 70 gram, chopped carrot 50 gram, chopped turnip 30 gram, stock 500 ml, egg white 2 eggs, celery 40 grams, thyme 1 tablespoon and bay leaf 3 numbers and peppercorn 15 gram. Method of preparation. Mix mincemeat, chopped onion, carrots, turnip, celery and egg white together and cold stock and the bouquet garni add in it. Place on fire, go on string so that the ingredients do not stick. Mix mincemeat, chopped onion, carrot, turnip, celery and egg white together. Add cold stock and bouquet garni. Place on fire, go on string so that the ingredients do not stick on the bottom of the pan. When the mixture starts boiling, lower the temperature and let it simmer until the raft comes up. Simmer the mass till half an hour and strain and check the seasoning. And now we will see how the clarification is done. This is the basic method of preparing consomme. First method is blend the ingredients for the clarification and add the broth. We can see in the figure first. All the ingredients and broth is mixed together in cold condition. Then we will bring it to boil. And in the second picture we can see the broth comes on the rise. Mix all ingredients directly in the pot until the mixture is fairly homogeneous. Gradually add the cold broth Stir the broth into the clarification mixture until evenly blended. If you need to speed up the process, heat the broth to a simmer, reserving 1/4 the total volume of the cold stock to temper the clarification. Bring the consomme slowly to a boil. Continue to stir the consomme as it comes to a boil. As the temperature rises, the clarification in ingredients will begin to adhere into a large, soft mass known as the raft. Once the raft begins to form, stop stirring the consomme to allow the raft to come together. Once the raft comes from, establish a gentle even simmer. As the raft coagulates into a mass, it will rise to surface of the broth, since the raft traps the heat in much the same way that a pot traps the heat. It is important to adjust the heat to establish a gentle simmer. Many chefs will break a small hole large enough for a ladle to pass through. This helps to prevent the consomme from coming into the rapid boil. It helps make it possible to burst the raft as the consomme is cooking. Look to see if you have number of small bubbles breaking on the surface. If there is a strong simmering of boil action, the raft might break apart before it is properly cleared and flavored the consomme. On the other hand, if the cooking speed is too slow, there may not be sufficient convection within the pot to carry impurities from the bottom to the top of the pot. Where they can be trapped by the raft may actually sink below the surface and consomme before cooking the time is completed. Continue to simmer and consomme has fully developed. The next recipe is of cream of tomato. It is a thick soup made of cream of tomato. Ingredients are cream of tomato, smoked belly part of pork 20 gram, bacon trimmed 25 gram, mirepoix 200 gram, flour 40 gram, salt to taste, white pepper powder to taste, white stock 1.5 liter, garlic 1 clove, bouquet garni 10 gram, bread croutons 20 pieces, and fresh cream 125 ml, sugar 1 pinch if tomato is too sour. Method of preparation: boil tomatoes, cool, blend and prepare the fresh puree. Prepare mirepoix, roughly cut aromatized vegetable. Heat butter and fry gently garlic, bacon bits and mirepoix. Add flour, mix well and cook till brown roux. Cool the mixture and add fresh tomato puree. Mix well and add boiling stock. Reboil, skim and add bouquet garni and allow simmering for 1 hour. Pass through a conical strainer. Check the seasoning. Add fresh cream. Boil after adding cream. Serve hot in a soup bowl. Garnish with croutons. So in this lecture video, we learned about the soups, classification of soup, basic methods of making soups, basic ingredients or elements of soup, and some recipes of different type of soups. So thank you for watching.